A day in the life of a cognitively impaired citizen. While I give you a brief summary of a couple books and movies, I want you to think about how you would act if you were a parent. We are all studying education, we always are thinking in teacher mode. While I'm talking for a little bit, I want you to think about how you could handle having a cognitively impaired child. These are three cognitively impaired people who are the main characters of three different stories. Nicole, from the book Retarded Isn't Stupid, Mom. This is a story from her mom's perspective. It starts when she is a baby and continues until she is living an independent life on her own. Sam. There's a movie made about Sam called I Am Sam. He works and lives on his own and even raises a daughter until she is taken away. The movie shows the struggles he faces in the day-to-day and throughout his life. Carla. The story of Carla Tate is played out in the movie The Other Sister. This movie shows how she struggled to become independent as she grew up. We'll start with Nicole. She lives independently. Nicole moved out of her parents' house around the same time most college students move out. She was around 19 to 20 years old. While I was reading the story, I thought she had many of the same struggles that you or I may have had, just a little bit more extreme. Sometimes she trusted too much and was a little too naive for her own good. This flows right into the next point. She gets taken advantage of. Some people took advantage of her disability. Her mom had to sit by and watch as this happened to her. Now just stop and think for a second. Your daughter is cognitively impaired and some random man is in her apartment to use her phone and steals her rent money. If that could happen, how easy could something worse happen? On the same thought, someone stole her money. That means she works to pay her rent. She didn't qualify for Social Security because she had worked for so long. That just shows that she can do whatever she puts her mind to. One quote from her mom in the book was something like this: "If we could bottle up all of Nicole's determination and sell it, we'd be millionaires." That's awesome. When I read that, it hit me right in the heart. On top of that, she has a boyfriend who she lives with. She loves and knows how to be loved. Nicole is very aware of her disability, but she doesn't care. If she wants something, she's going to get it. Next, we're going to talk about Sam. The movie I Am Sam starts with him at Starbucks, and right from the beginning it shows how he loves people. He talks to people by their name and what they ordered from Starbucks. When you go to that Starbucks, you better believe you're going to have some quality service. He doesn't just work there for fun. He has a daughter. That daughter, his mother, walked out on them the day she was born. Could you imagine leaving your daughter like that, the day she's born? But Sam does a great job raising her. He is a part of a support group of people just like him. They learn from one another and enjoy living life together. When his daughter begins to get smarter than he is, she is taken away and sent to a foster family. But because of his love for her, she keeps coming back to him. He eventually works with that foster family to have them help him raise her. Sam, again, fought for what he wanted in life and did whatever it took to get it and keep it. Lastly, Carla. The movie shows a lot of struggle between her and her mother, similar to Nicole in the first book. Like a lot of parents of cognitively impaired children, they struggle to let go and trust that they'll be able to live on their own. The whole movie, Carla is trying to prove herself to her mom. She wants to prove that she can be in a healthy relationship with a man and live on her own without her mom checking up on her all the time. Eventually, this happens for her. She works hard to create an independent life for herself. Just like the others I've already talked about, Carla was very aware of the world around her and her disabilities. She knew what was wrong, and she worked with what she had to make it her life her own. Some of the similarities between them: they all knew or were aware of their disabilities. Yet, all three worked to prove themselves and tried to make their lives better. Not only that, but all three knew how to love one another and themselves. There were also some differences, though. Sam had a daughter. Having a child in life can make things different for everyone and more complicated, especially if you are cognitively impaired. He struggled to maintain his own life and then was a single parent on top of that. Luckily, when his daughter was taken from him, the foster family was willing to work with him and give him his daughter back, along with helping. The other difference I noticed was that the daughters, they struggled a lot with separating from their parents, where Sam didn't struggle as much. It was an interesting dynamic to think about the difference between men and women with disabilities.